If you're in fleet management, you already know the constant, kind of frustrating struggle of safety coaching, right? It feels like this problem that just has no real solution. So, to get to the heart of it, let's hear from someone who's actually lived it. See, this isn't just some hypothetical problem. This is the daily reality for countless fleet managers. It's that nagging feeling that you're just not doing enough, not because you don't want to, but because the system itself feels broken. And this is really where the paradox is. It seems unsolvable, not from a lack of effort, but because of this fundamental imbalance that's baked into the system right from the get-go. I mean, just look at this. You've got hundreds of drivers on one side and just a couple of supervisors on the other. It's a numbers game. You're pretty much set up to lose before you even start. Let's actually dig into the math to see just how skewed this really is. You see, the problem isn't that people aren't trying hard enough. It's really a problem of simple math. And when you look at the numbers, the coaching gap becomes, well, it's impossible to ignore. So let's take a typical fleet, okay? Say you've got 200 drivers. You might have 2, maybe 3 safety supervisors. Now, in a great week, maybe each supervisor manages to do 10 meaningful coaching sessions. That's 20 drivers coached in total. But what about everybody else? So on a good week, you're only reaching about 15% of your drivers. So what happens to the other 85%? They might get an automated email that, let's be honest, they'll probably never read. The coaching gap isn't just a crack in the system, it's a massive chasm. And it is so critical to understand this isn't a personnel problem. Your supervisors are not failing you. They are working as hard as they possibly can, but they are just buried by the sheer volume of work that's required to do this job properly. And we're not talking about a quick, hey, how's it going here? A real coaching session is a whole process. You've got to pull the data, review the events, have a real, meaningful conversation, and then you have to document all of it. That's at least 30 minutes of focused work for just one driver. So what would it actually take to give every single driver just one of these sessions a month? You'd need 20 supervisors. 20! What fleet has that kind of budget? Nobody. The model is fundamentally, mathematically unscalable. Now, this huge resource gap doesn't just mean less coaching. It actually creates a dangerous safety culture, one that's always playing catch-up. I mean, you have no choice, right? With such limited time and resources, you're forced to triage. You could only focus on the most urgent cases, the drivers who are already major problems. This is that classic iceberg problem. All your attention is focused on the very tip, the worst offenders. But the real danger, the bulk of your risk, it's all hidden beneath the surface, with the majority of your drivers who get no real coaching at all. And the result is what we call a reactive safety culture. You're not actually preventing accidents. You're just responding to the people most likely to have one soon. You're constantly putting out fires instead of building a fireproof system. So, after all of this, it becomes pretty clear that we've been looking at this problem all wrong. The source isn't our people, it's not our tools, it's something much more fundamental. And here it is, the real root of the problem. It's not about people or processes. It's just math. The idea that one supervisor can have 100 meaningful conversations, it's just impossible. It's an equation that simply can't be solved. This means the problem is structural. You can throw better tech at it, more data, even the best supervisors in the world, but you're not going to fix the fundamental mathematical bottleneck. So once you accept that it's a structural problem, you realize the solution can't be just a small improvement. It has to be a completely different approach, a total fundamental shift in how we think about safety. So we really have a choice here. There's the old model, with its 15% coverage and its reactive triage culture. Or a new model, one that actually solves the math problem, one that aims for 100% coverage, proactive, daily coaching for every single driver. And that's the final, really powerful idea here. Moving from 15% to 100% isn't just about making the old way a little bit better. It's creating an entirely new category of fleet safety management. It's a total transformation. Ultimately, just understanding this paradox is the first step towards solving it. So take a second and ask yourself, is your safety program stuck in that 15% category, just constantly reacting? Or are you ready to solve the math and build something that's truly proactive,